Hey guys, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. Don't forget, you can always watch and listen to this live stream later through the InForum YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. Or you can always just listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, whether that be Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use to download and listen to your podcasts. Of course, it's a great way to get the news that you need to start off your day. You can always just visit inforum.com/podcast and then look for the InForum Minute. Okay, we're getting started a lot later than usual. It's 8:16 on this Tuesday morning, July 19th. I'm Kwon. I was out jump starting a car, so that's why we're starting a little bit late today. But let's get you filled in right away this morning. Today I wanted to let you know that firefighters from Harwood, along with some workers who work for Sanford and the ambulance crew, they're going to be responding to a mock car accident. So if you see a really big police presence, you're hearing lots of sirens and lights, it's because it's a fake car accident. They're doing this whole thing kind of like that active shooter training that we told you about yesterday out of Moorhead. They're doing this in cases of this actually happening, right? So this is going to be taking place at the intersection of 76th Avenue North and 170th Avenue Southeast. So think just west of the Red River there. So Harwood firefighters tell us that the simulation is going to involve volunteers who are going to be acting as patients, and they're asking you to avoid that area from 5 to 9 tonight. So just a heads up, if you see a large police presence, that's what's going on, just responding to a mock car accident. Okay, really big news for you. The westbound lane of I-94. Big changes made there overnight as DOT workers put in some concrete barriers there. So this is just near the exit to 8th Street South in Moorhead. And this is kind of in response to two major crashes that happened on that stretch. One of them was even deadly. So we heard from a DOT engineer, and he says that these new barriers should not only, be safer for drivers, of course, but also for workers because they're still continuing to work out there on a construction project. Okay, we also know that a 45-year-old man was ticketed for some farm equipment that he was pulling because it hit the underside of an overpass in Grand Forks. His name is Christopher Anderson. It happened at the overpass of Highway 2 and I-29, just near Gateway Drive. If you live in the Grand Forks area, you know what I'm talking about. And this all happened at around 10 yesterday morning. Now, the good news is everyone can drive through it, and it should be fine, but also the concrete is damaged. So Anderson has been charged with operating without an oversized permit and height violations as well. Okay, really urgent out of Fargo police. They're asking for your help right now to find a teenager who's been missing for 3 weeks now. So they're looking for 16-year-old Tobias Walker. He was last seen in Fargo on June 28th. He's about 6'3", 175 pounds, described as black and Native American with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on this, you're asked to contact Red River Regional Dispatch on that. Also, in Beltrami counties, they're looking for a man, and they're asking for your help to find that man who might have a gun on them. So we're talking about 21-year-old Logan Roy. He was last seen near the town of Popovsky, Minnesota, which is just south of Red Lake. According to these deputies, they're saying that he's vulnerable and he might be having a mental health crisis. So he was last seen wearing gray camo pants, long sleeve black shirt, and some brown boots. If you see him, you're asked not to approach him. Instead, just call 911 right away. Also, out of the Minnesota DNR, it's asking a judge to dismiss a lawsuit, and it all has to do with this wrongful death lawsuit because it claims that the DNR is responsible for the drowning of a 9-year-old girl from Moorhead, which happened in the summer of 2018. So the girl drowned at Buffalo River State Park during the summer youth program that was hosted by Moorhead Police. Well, her mom filed this wrongful death lawsuit in August of 2019 against the city, the police department, and the DNR. The city and the police department, they've already settled that, but the DNR hasn't. And there was a jury trial that was set for August in the case against the DNR, but that was canceled when the DNR asked the judge to rule that it is immune from liability. So right now the DNR is claiming that the recreational immunity puts the risk on the people who use the park. So a hearing for those attorneys to make their arguments is scheduled for next month. We do have the full timeline of this case on our website right now. So again, all you have to do is just go on inforum.com. Okay, a new program is going to be launching in North Dakota soon, and it's to help fill that immigration services, or at least the gap in immigration services in North Dakota that was left behind when a really major facility closed. We're talking about Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota. So that organization closed back in January of 2021, 3 months after filing for bankruptcy. So nearly all of its programs are now at other agencies or were picked up by nonprofits. But immigration assistance, of course, never was. State's refugee coordinator says that a new program is starting next month, so very soon here, and it's going to be more affordable so that refugees will have no out-of-pocket costs. Okay, we had some breaking news this morning, international. It was out of the United Kingdom because it just recorded its hottest ever temperatures overnight. And the new record is 102.4 degrees Fahrenheit, while the previous record that was set back in 2019 was 101.7. So right now, we know parts of the UK are under a red alert for severe heat. So we know travel, healthcare, schools have been delayed during the heat wave there this week, as most of the buildings there don't have central AC. Okay. So we were following some developments out of Uvalde, Texas, and of course we know that it's almost time to start getting your kids ready for school, but they had this city council or this board meeting last night, the school board meeting, and of course a lot of parents and students voiced their concerns, and we even heard from some kids who were speaking, and it was really heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. I think something along the lines that kid said was, they're my friend. They should be protected, and it was really touching. I can't even imagine. But so a lot of these parents actually told the district about some security concerns that they had before the shooting happened. So now the district is responding by saying that an 8-foot non-scalable fence is going to go up around most of the district schools. They are also considering virtual learning for students at this time. Many parents are also, of course, pressing the school's police chief, Pete Arredondo, and they're demanding that he be terminated, which he was placed on leave last month. So we'll keep following up on that for you, as I know that that's still a very, very big topic. Okay, let's talk about some good news. Bank accounts, it might be a little bit happy this morning because prices at the pumps are going down across the U.S., really. Some of the cheapest gas prices you can find right now are kind of in the southeast. But even here, I've seen these gas prices drop, and that's a good sign for us. So right now, North Dakota is sitting at about $4.45 a gallon. We're finding all of this information off the AAA website. Minnesota is just a cent higher at $4.46 a gallon. And right now, the national average does sit at $4.49 a gallon. So just a few cents under the average there. Okay. Overnight, we know that the U.S. House did vote to back the entry of Finland and Sweden into NATO, but of course that doesn't really mean much, right? Because every single country in NATO has to vote yes in order for them to actually be a part of NATO. So that's something that we'll keep following up on for you, and we'll let you know what comes out of that as well. Okay, lastly, we know one of Donald Trump's allies is trying to fight his subpoena to testify this week, and this is all surrounding Georgia's investigation into the efforts to overturn the 2020 election. So this time we're talking about Georgia Republican Representative Jody Hice. He was subpoenaed last month, calling for him to testify before the grand jury, but he filed yesterday to get those proceedings moved from state court to federal court. We're not exactly sure, how Hice relates to this investigation or why the DA is wanting him to testify, but he does have that repeated history, of spreading misinformation about the 2020 election and how it was overturned. So definitely something that we'll follow up on as well, and we'll keep you updated on that. Okay, Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. You already knew that. McFeely is going to be joining the show today, talking about the latest on college realignment and if it will come to NDSU. So NDSU fans, this might be for you. softball player from Kindred, really hot, top softball player out of Kindred, is going to be playing softball at the University of Alabama. So she's going to be joining Dom on Hot Mic at 10 this morning and talking about her outstanding high school career and then what's next as she does play collegiate. Okay. InForum.com, we had the story on First News this morning. Here's the headline for you. Spokeswoman resigns over deletion of late North Dakota Attorney General's email account. So we're talking about Liz Brocker, and she had asked and requested for, basically, long story short, right? She had requested that former Attorney General Wayne Stenjum, all of his emails get deleted, and this was a little bit after he died, which was, I believe, in January 29th. And there was a whole issue with that. Of course, the current Attorney General, Drew Wrigley, is also involved in that right now. He had a response there, so if you'd like to read up on that a little bit more, you can just check that out on our website. Okay, also before we go, I wanted to let you guys know right now you can get 6 months of unlimited local news, weather, sports for just $2. Not $2 a month, just $2, and then you can get 6 months of that. But that only runs until the 26th of July, and then we're going to move back to 3 months at 99 cents a month. So again, if you're just tuning in, 6 months of unlimited local news just for $2. All you have to do to get that is go on inforum.com/subscribe and get that deal. Yay. Okay, we have news 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Make sure you tune in to the news leader for all of your updates and all of your newest stories. And then, of course, we'll be back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7 as well. Hope you can join us, and yeah, have a good day.